Nice. You should tell Reyna that she's in this game. Alright, here we go.
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble.
Cool. God, your
I don't know
ear's
you.
on fire too.
Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along. Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those.
Yeah, that's my point, Doggo. Like, Bovary doesn't seem Indian at all. It's just her name. Her name sounds like a name from India, but nothing about the character otherwise seems that way.
Aegea what? Look, plants ain't my purview. You're better off asking after Adelaide. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you. Over in the hothouse, tending crop. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind.
You and me both. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to repair my ship.
Well, look at you, buzzing around the aether with your very own ship. Rest of us gotta make do with the ground at our feet. No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if marauders got to her.
I'll keep an eye out.
It's not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be out scavenging, but that ain't exactly her talent. Can't imagine where she's gone. Vale's a wide place. She could be anywhere.
Unless marauders got to her, then parts of her could be in a lot of places. Don't worry about it, I'll find her.
Appreciate it. Honest. I'll tell you what I can. Vex me. If she told anybody, they ain't telling me. I'd check her room, but I got yelled at for snooping once already. Well, enough to know we never got on. Zoe and Stefan were close. If anybody knows the workings of her mind, he does.
You seem so personable. Can't imagine how you didn't get on well with her.
She was lazy and thoughtless, but she's still one of our own.
Goddamn lazy.
What is it?
Alright. We got enough of them philosophicals around these parts. Ah, Stefan, I just heard about you. You know, not that I'm here to tell you how to conduct your business, but that's not the most hygienic place to keep slices of raw meat.
You hungry? We got canid ribs, canid flank, canid snout too.
Mmm,
Something I can
nose.
help you with? You mean Zoe? Yeah, we were pretty close. Not like her to go loping off. Zoe and I were gonna watch the serials, as is our custom. She never turned up. I looked around, but she was nowhere
As
to be
is our
found.
custom.
You sound like some type of corporate fixer asking all these questions. Zoe was always obsessed with this serial. Masked Marketeer. A scion of Byzantium turns to banditry and teaches his marauder companions the wisdom of free market economics. Shame she up and vanished when she did. I had a surprise lined up for her. The other day, I got my hands on a genuine copy of the latest Masked Marketeer. I was gonna surprise Zoe with it, but she was gone the next day. Can't say I recall Zoe ever acting strange. Well, except for her habit of writing things down on scraps of paper. She
Oh,
called it
weirdo.
journaling, but I think it's just plain odd.
Who writes things on paper?
Hey, I got time.
I mean, come on. I have a feeling you're not selling anything I want, so I'm not even going to ask. Oh, what's this? Ah, how's that stealing? It's just sitting out in the back. Come on. This. Oh, great. So he ran off and joined the Marauders. Willingly. A dumbass. Well, first she ditches Edgewater. Now she's ditching these people and becoming a bandit. Ugh. Dumbass. This looks sciencey. Bypass. Wait. So you cured this guy's plague by feeding him some salads. Interesting. Are they basically trying to tell us that the plague isn't actually a plague, it's just malnutrition from the shitty corporate food? Is that what's going on here?
Oh gosh, it's so pretty.
That's a good point, Doggo. I have not heard anyone in Edgewater mention any food that isn't salt tuna.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear?
Salt tuna, 0G to drink. And that's pretty much it.
I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned.
Tobaccorn. Nice. It's your greenhouse.
No, dear. The garden belongs to us all. Life is the gift of the universe, and the universe yields its bounty equally, absent of prejudice.
Oh, so you're a space druid. Got it.
The soil around the Vale went sour years ago, but I found a way to sweeten it back up. The secret recipe is a little bit of elbow grease, a dash of love, and a heaping pile of special fertilizer.
We all ran around the place just popping squats and pooping everywhere.
A home for anyone who's ever turned their backs on Edgewater. home for those of us with nowhere left to go and nothing to lose. So, like the spores of the puffball, cast on the wind and alighting on fresh soil, we put down new roots.
Why did you leave your old home?
It is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once her home for much of her life has changed. The home in which we spent our lives has left us behind, and so we must move on. And that is as much as I will say on the subject. Reed Thompson? You here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then?
Something about coming back to town or losing power. I wasn't really listening. I want to say number 2. Reed asked you to consider coming back to town. He's willing to make amends. Except that I don't think he ever said anything about that, but that could cause some funny chaos. I'm gonna go with number 1. Living off the power that belongs to the town. Come back to the cannery. That's about it.
Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves.
He did say it? Well, I'm sure he didn't mean it. Let's be honest. Reed asked me to divert your power over to him. You mentioned a geothermal plant.
He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans?
Who says I did? Yep, as a power regulator, I need it to repair my ship.
Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do.
It does. What's the catch? What have you got against the town?
You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scraps Spacer's Choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
What do people have... Okay, what do you have against people trying to make a living?
It's not much of a living. Every single person in that town has sold themselves to Spacer's Choice. The company owns them. Body, blood, and bones. You've been there. You've seen it. All anyone ever does is toil over a cannery. They give their lives for some heartless corporation, and then they're tossed into a Spacer's Choice brand cemetery.
You're not wrong. Let's say I help you. What happens to Edgewater?
Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives.
I think they're going to send people to attack you, actually, is what's going to happen. You think Reed's just trying to spite you?
You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it.
I'll consider it.
I trust you will listen to your conscience.
Level! Alright, hang on. Let's see. Tinkering cost down. That'd be nice. I want to get this to 20 as well, though. We can do this first. Let's see, what else? Oh, I can get 2 companions, huh? Thing. Yeah, hippies or corporation, that's our choice, Scotch. Although, based on that, the choice seems pretty obvious. Your community sustain the population of Edgewater the same as the company can. That's the question, I think. Like, if it was just plain morals, I would totally go hippie, but yeah. That might be a thing. That's the question, I think. Can they handle the influx of new people? I didn't. Oh. Weaponing now, you dork.
Oh, that's Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
Creepy. Huh. Don't have any slots in anything else, huh? Right?
Oh, didn't see you there. I was just occupying myself with a little engineering. Whoa,
Huh?
Miss Parvati. You're, what, how are you? Hi, hello.
Are you, are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no, I'm just along with this fella here.
Are you from town? I mean, you don't exactly look like you're from town.
Just trying to get my ship off the ground.
Never heard it phrased in such a way before. I guess we're all trying to get our ships off the ground, ain't we? Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. To everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair.
Never too late to start learning. I'll give you a couple pointers.
I'll take all the help I can get. I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer, you see. I want to make something of myself. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. If you could find me even one of those pads, I'd be greatly obliged.
You got it, buddy. What about the third one?
I wish I knew. I wager the town had the full set once upon a time. Where the third's gone, I can't say.
I'll let you know, buddy.
Would you? I'd be grateful. What's on your mind?
And never mind. Alright, we're good to go. What else is in town here? Ah! Found the landmines. Okay, wait, what? Over camp in the east. This? Maybe? Let's have something to eat. Actually, let's also put more drugs. Oh, I got tarmac and cheese on there. Okay. I'll tune it in there instead. And then I need to eat that one. Oh, Zoe. Going to have words with you, or put a bullet through your head, one or the other. Your choice.
I don't know anybody who ever came out
Yes.
this far.
Huh?
You have to shoot Guillaume. Like it. Bam!
Here we go! Wow, great work!
Hi, girl.
Wow, you crossed them all off, like some sort of heroic accountant running down a list. Teach me your ways.
Now you just defect from everybody, don't you?
What, you mean Adelaide's little congregation of nature-loving nobodies? I could not possibly be less interested in them. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever seen.
Mm-hmm. I need to clarify something for me.
I'm great at clarifying.
I know why you left camp, but we're gonna go through it anyway, I guess. Heroic accountant, we know one of those. That's right. We sure do, doggo. Available now on the Adventurers Guild merch store.
No. I insinuated myself into their company, see? And they didn't seem to mind one whit.
How'd you pull it off?
I may have bartered them a few boxes of Adrena time, but yeah, I'm sure that's got nothing to do with it.
How are you even alive?
I don't know. The vital processes that constitute the miracle of life are mysterious and unknowable. Oh, you mean around these guys? The Marauders wouldn't hurt me. They love me. I'm practically their queen. Yeah, must be my natural charisma.
You're full of yourself, aren't you?
I got kicked out of Edgewater. on account of falling sick with plague and stealing some medicine to treat myself. I'd heard some outlaws set up camp in the botanical labs. I decided to throw in with them, seeing as I always wanted to be an outlaw myself. Instead, what do I find but a bunch of former workers camped out around a greenhouse? I couldn't just go back to the cannery, so I was stuck with them. I've got all the time in Halcyon. Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong.
Well, I might just have to shoot you then.
I doubt that. Nobody in that camp really cared about me.
What about Stefan?
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Also, he could carry on a conversation, unlike these hooligans. I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is gonna be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to.
You're lucky.
Put
Right
that
between the
down, are you
eyes.
crazy?
A little bit. Why do you ask? Also, while we're out here... Down for that, eh? That's okay. Fast travel in there. Gotta hand in these fingers before they go rotten on me. Alright, over here. Yeah. Hello, Miss Yellow.
I've never
Something to report?
Yeah, I got some fingers for you.
We pay by the finger. What do you have for me?
All of them.
Gil Antrim. Real name, Guillaume. Duly processed by a freelancer on behalf of Spacer's Choice. I remember him. He was just a kid last I saw him. Shame. I'll just need your signature here, 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 and here. Got any more fingers for me?
A lot of signatures for one form.
Mabel Burgess. Age 37. Right or left-handed? Let's just say no longer applicable. I remember Doc Burgess. Conducted my physical every fiscal quarter. Guess she couldn't keep her hands off her patient's medicine. Still one outstanding bounty. If you've got a finger, I've got the paperwork. Here we are. Bertie Cotton. Cause of death. Let's just say overwhelming physical trauma. Bert was the
Accurate.
local preacher before Max took over. Always was quick to remind us that we all get what we deserve in the end. Well, that's all three. I must remember to requisition some more fingerprint ink. Here's all the compensation you've earned, plus a bonus.
You're a deputy constable.
You've done such a bang-up job hunting down our former workers that I thought it only proper to deputize you. Congratulations.
How did so many of your people end up marauders?
Let me stop you there. It is official Spacer's Choice policy that all marauders, regardless of prior affiliation to the Spacer's Choice brand, no longer qualify as our people.
That doesn't really answer my question.
Marauders are folk who lost the will to keep working, wandered out into the wilds and gave into their baser instincts. Not everyone's cut out to work in Edgewater. Some turn deserter, some turn marauder. None of them get my sympathy.
You have sympathy? Like, at all? Marauders seem to like adrenatine.
Everybody likes adrenatime. It is the finest medical drug ever developed by Spacer's Choice. Much better than that crap anti-Cleo pedals. Sure, a little too much adrenatime can bring out the violent animal in you, but if overdosing on adrenatime turns you into a lunatic, you have only yourself to blame. Says so right on the warning label. Violent psychosis is a well-documented and legally accounted for side effect of adrenatime.
Figures.
What's on your mind?
Not much. Where's the freaking door? There it is. Alright,
Friend
friend of mine died a couple
Engineer.
weeks back. Still ain't passed.
Second.